I'm Shachar Azani with this very special JBS update on Thursday, May 20th from Tel Aviv, Israel. A short while ago, a ceasefire was announced, mediated by Egypt, between Israel and the terrorist organization Hamas. The ceasefire is supposed to enter into force at 2 a.m. Israel time on the night between Thursday and Friday. While Hamas is claiming that the ceasefire itself is dependent on Israel's quote-unquote behavior in Jerusalem, including Sheikh Jarrah and Temple Mount, Israel has fiercely denied these claims by Hamas, stressing that this is an unconditional ceasefire. I would also like to take this opportunity and share with our loyal JBS viewers some impressions from a quick solidarity visit that we had in Israel in the last couple of days. First, the expectations with regards to the ceasefire. Israelis have been unbelievably resilient in the face of this ferocious terrorist attack and the barrages of rockets falling all over Israel. With the Israeli spirit, which is the true Iron Dome of the State of Israel, it is a spirit of great tenacity and determination. It is the willingness of Israelis with whom I spoke many a time to host other Israelis in their home, Israelis that they do not even know, in order to protect them from Hamas's threats while giving Israel's government and the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF, the opportunity to emerge victorious from this battle with Hamas. It is worth noting that this is not the first ceasefire mediated between Israel and Hamas, as Israel has been through several rounds of violence with a terrorist organization. In general, the rocket threat has not been new. It has come onto the stage over 2 decades ago when Hamas fired the first rocket into Israel in the year 2001. For over 2 decades, Israel has faced this dire situation. Israelis expect to see, after the ceasefire, some concrete achievement, with some stressing that that could be the return of the Israelis held by Hamas in Gaza. Avram Mengistu, who is of Ethiopian descent, who has been held by Hamas since 2014, Hisham Essed, who has been held by Hamas since 2015, and the bodies of IDF soldiers Hadar Goldin and Oron Shaul, the bodies that Hamas has held since Operation Protective Edge. Hamas has inhumanely held these bodies in the hope of extracting some sort of achievement from Israel. Israelis who rallied across the country today were hoping to see the return of these Israelis back home. In addition, it is clear that the ceasefire will be tested not by the operation that passed, but by the reality on the ground that's going to transpire from now on. Will rockets continue landing? Will the south be continuously bombarded? It remains to be seen, and we all hope that we will see quiet on the border of Israel. I would also like to take a moment and share with you my impressions from visiting 2 bereaved families in the course of my stay here. First, a visit with Yigal Yoshua, the Israeli who was lynched in the mixed city of Lod and lost his life. An unbelievable family coming together in this time of great pain. Yigal Yoshua believed in coexistence. Yigal Yoshua was lynched by Arab mobs in Lod and lost his life, but after passing away, his family decided to donate his organs to 5 different people, including an IDF soldier with PTSD who tried to commit suicide a few weeks ago, and a Palestinian from East Jerusalem. Again, nothing shows more the human Iron Dome that is Israel, more than this example of Yigal Yoshua of blessed memory. A touching moment was earlier today, when I got to visit the home of Ido Avigal of blessed memory, the 5-year-old boy who was murdered by a Hamas rocket falling in his safe room in the apartment in Sderot. His mother is still hospitalized in serious condition. The family is facing a really harsh time coping with the death of small Ido Avigal, and so are we. Many people around Israel who mourn the death of an innocent Israeli child at the hands of the terrorist organization. This is a reality that cannot and must not repeat itself. And I can share with our viewers that it has been one of my toughest moments, not just now, but in general, to face the bereavement of a father to a 5-year-old, and to look in the eyes of his 8-year-old sister knowing that her brother will never come back. We stand in solidarity here at JBS with the State of Israel in the hope of seeing peace and tranquility coming not just to the south of Israel, but to the entire State of Israel. I would also like to add that I got a chance to visit the Iron Dome, an unbelievable facility, by the way, a unit that is manned, so to speak, by over 50% women who come and protect Israel from incoming Hamas rockets. There have been many accusations on media and social media about Israel's Iron Dome, complaining, supposedly, that too many Palestinians had been killed and not many Israelis. Well, to that we say, even if we save the lives of one Israeli, it's worth facing tens of condemnations, for the life is a world entire. In addition, it is absolute miraculous, the notion that over 4,000 rockets were fired indiscriminately into civilian centers in Israel, resulting in truly a fewer amounts of death in Israel, even though each death is a harsh and difficult one. We salute the IDF warriors, the Iron Dome, the Israeli Air Force, and all who don't tire day and night to protect and safeguard the people and the State of Israel. This is Shachar Azani, reporting for JBS from Tel Aviv, Israel, hoping for peace and tranquility. I hope to see you soon. Stay well, stay safe, and stay happy. All the best to you from the State of Israel.